We are in the second part of the persuasion. I talked about which stances you should get. Now I'm talking about the obstacles you might come across. Belief conflict. First of all, there will be a conflict between you and your listener's beliefs. It's not easy to pursue the Muslim that Allah is not real and that God is our only divine power. But even I don't believe this. So trying to change somebody's mind on subjects he has built his life is not recommended. Example, any religious question. My example is, for example, I believe in reincarnation and live in Serbia, and this is simply not normal to this country. But honestly, that is what I believe. I just believed it for the most part of my life. Now someone will come and tell me that, for example, God exists, or I don't know, or these church books, or this kind of Christian religion. I'm simply not from that story. Everybody believes in what he wants to, or what he built through his own life. Knowledge. Before you try starting a conversation with the listener, you must take his knowledge about the subject into consideration. If you're trying to argue with a NASA scientist about Earth's orbit or comet speed, you're obviously about to fail and look like an idiot. Try to use topics in which you have a particular knowledge so you can overwin the listener and finally convince him. And one more thing. You can always choose subjects or topics that can have double answers or double meanings. Example. Someone is arguing with you about your specialized area. Mine is sports training. He is an actor who never trained anything in his life. You know that his chances are very, very small, because this is what I do the whole of my life. Skeptics. That's definitely the worst case scenario. Skeptics are people who doubt almost everything you want to tell them. If your listener is one of them, then your chances of convincing him will be minimum. So, if you're not experienced enough, you should better avoid making a conversation with him, because it will end up with your wasting time. Anyway, if you have strong proofs and strong evidences, you will convince him. Example. You're saying that the earth turns around the sun. Everybody knows that you're right, but he simply never heard of that. He doubts at everything. He is very suspicious. Provide him very strong evidences. For example, bring him a NASA scientist, bring him a scientist. You will have chances, but if you're like normal people, or if he is not appealing to authority, forget about it. You will never succeed. Now, let me talk you about ways to overcome the obstacles. These are counter techniques. First of all, shaking his existing belief. If the listener doesn't have much knowledge on the subject, you can shake his or her existing belief and substitute your own. You can accomplish that by using countering facts and holding a cooperative stance against him or her. Second, undermine his knowledge base. When the listener has a certain knowledge about the subject, he or she uses it as a shield to defend himself by any possible belief threats. To bring this shield down, you have to do something very simple. Simply convince him you know more than him. By using false but believable facts, you will make the listener doubt his own, even if he's doing that subconsciously. When you get to that point, forget about passing on your idea and try to make sure that your listener is convinced that you know more than he or she does. The rest is easy and up to you. Program his subconscious mind. You can achieve this by repeating again and again your idea. You probably remember my tutorial about subconscious attack. I will give you a link here. This method is a part of mind programming skill. Example, You are telling someone during the argument, if he's saying, for example, that bunnies are ugly, you will say that bunnies are cute. Normally talk to him and every 3 to 5 minutes tell that bunnies are cute, but make sure to sound normally as much relaxed as you can. His subconscious will surely register this. That doesn't have to mean that he will change his opinion. Provide proofs for the skeptics. You don't have much choice. In this situation, unless you have strong evidences or strong proofs, you're failed. These people doubt everything. I mean, if someone had bad experiences, come on. He will be suspicious even if you have a good will. If he's paranoid, more worse. Believing in your idea. Apart from manipulating the listener, there is one thing you must apply to yourself. You have to believe your idea. Never mind if it is or it isn't true. You have to look like you believe your idea. If you don't believe your idea, I can guarantee that you will fail. When you have faith on what you're talking about, the whole process is a lot easier to you. Repetition and the law of attraction. There have been several experiments on that via TV over the last few years. Particularly, there was a banned commercial of the Coca-Cola company which only showed the logo of the product for 1 second. That's it. However, every person who watched this commercial wanted to buy a Coca-Cola. Never mind, because Coca-Cola is not good for health. It's not good for your liver, for your gaster, for your stomach. It is very bad. It is the worst thing you can do, drinking Coca-Cola every day. But that happened because subconsciously the mind kept telling the individual that he needed the product. That's exactly what you're gonna do. Every now and then you're gonna talk to the listener about your idea for just a few seconds or minutes. Thus, he's going to think you're subject for the rest of the day, even if he doesn't want to. Example. You're talking to the girl, she's saying that she knows that she's not cute. And every minute or two, you will tell her that she is, but not directly every time. Her subconscious will register this for sure if you repeat enough times. Just be warned. If she registers you as a boring person, and if she dislikes boring persons, you are failed. Now, try to apply this in real life. Hope you liked this tutorial. Greetings.